So you've been, and correct me if I'm wrong, you've been playing Dokkan and Legends both pretty much since they started, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like where Dokkan was at about its 3 year mark, kind of comparing like to Legends, I guess this is a little bit of a two-parter. Like I mean, do you think community morale, because for reference, I like I said don't play Dokkan and I've only been playing Legends for like not even quite a year. But anyway, do you think that like the Legends community, I guess, is doing good like time-wise, or like do you think that
Way
Legends
better.
can make it to like 6 years?
I mean, right now where Dokkan was at this point, it was a terrible time actually.
Really?
And I only remember this because I remember I quit on the 3-year anniversary.
Oh,
I didn't play
okay.
the game because they were just doing a lot of things bad with the game. And then that's when they started changing up and doing their new animation styles and they started
Mhm.
introducing more things that made the game more fun. Legends is like ages ahead where Dokkan was at this time. But to be fair, the reason why Legends is ahead is because it was essentially the same team at the time. So they kind of had the experience of knowing what not to do with Legends. But that doesn't mean that Legends is a perfect game. Legends still has
Right.
a long way to go in regards of like um what to do with their game. The problem with Legends is they don't know what they want. The problem with Legends is it was a PvP based game that was introduced. PvP is the key. Guess
Mhm.
what? A lot of people that download this game that actually actively play do not touch PvP. They don't.
Yeah.
That's why they started focusing so much on PvE and doing more PvE content. That's why they released co-op. That's why they released all these modes like um, the Ultra Space Time Rush, stuff like that for PvE content. But then that makes the PvP players mad because they're like, all right, what about us? Shouldn't we have a focus on this? And then they go back to making PvP changes. And then it's like, well, what about us? PvE is mad. So it's like I don't think they know how to balance out both fan bases because I think they're both split.
Mhm.
I'll say right now, I think the PvE is dog shit. I'm on the PvP side. I'd rather play PvP hands
Yeah.
down because it's just more fun. Um,
Mm.
but again, I'm also in the minority. I know the majority of the player base, as they said in their past streams, are into the PvE aspect. And it's like if they don't make the PvE aspect of the game better, then they're gonna lose players. So it's like they're constantly like fighting this battle of what to improve on and what to release that like is more enjoyable for both sides.
I think my thing with a lot of the PvE in Legends is that like when the events come out, like the first battle of the event is like so incredibly well, and I say the first battle, the first like lot of them usually is like so
Mhm.
incredibly easy that like your character just one shots the enemies, and then all of a sudden they get to be like pretty challenging and all that stuff. And I feel like just like it's so hard for me to want to get into a new event because the first
Mhm.
maybe 20 battles I'm just leaving it on auto, because like it's just not even like an
Yeah.
enjoyable match.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like if they could somehow make that more interesting, then I'd be more into it. Or like, I don't know, like if there was a way for them to be like at a certain point you can like skip ticket these early battles, even though you haven't actually beaten it. Like I would totally like use skip tickets towards that. I
One
don't
thing
know.
I know about Legends is, and this is something that people always ask, is people always say like other gacha games have way better like login bonuses. Like
Hmm.
other gacha games literally reward you for not playing their game. That's not what Legends wants to do. Legends actually wants you to play the game. That's why like when you log in every single day, you get that shitty bonus. It's like, all right, what do I want? I guess I'll take the
Hmm.
eraser. I'll take that. But whereas if you actually play, if you do stuff like adventures, you get more stuff. Their entire goal is to get people to play. Because if you end up just logging in and logging out, that's not the big goal.
Right.
And that's why a lot of times they always give you these like shitty like bonuses for just existing. But if you actually play, you get better ones.
That's a good point because like yeah, I mean, getting like 10 crystals is like kind of cool or whatever. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess that's it. You're right. It's not, the point is to just get on it. The point is to get on and like do your what you call it, the let's fight, like do all the stuff, because the
Mm-hmm.
daily rewards are definitely built around like playing the game a little bit well rounded. Like I made a video
Yep.
on like kind of the a daily grind of Legends, and like it basically
Mm-hmm.
is that, and you can tell it's formatted towards you doing a little bit of everything, because normally I end up hopping in PvP to do the whole like get the rising rush, land the rising rush part of
Yep.
that. And it's like by the end of that, yeah, you've done pretty much everything. So that is
Mm-hmm.
unique. I've never really thought about that. But then again, I've only played a handful of gotchas, so you know.
That's why I mean that's kind of like what I do every single day. I'll log in, I'll do my dailies, and then I'm like out until the big releases come out.
Yeah.
And I will say something I like about the mission, or I guess their battle pass equivalent, is
Hmm.
is it kind of encourages you to do a bit more. So I always do like the battle lower pass, which is the highest pass, where it requires you to play like PvP like 20 or 30 times a season. I'll
Yeah.
just do the bare minimum with that, and then I'm kind of done. But like whenever they release hype units that I'm excited for, like if they're to drop like a Hakai Beerus, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna play
Oh
that the
god.
fuck out of that game for like 2 months straight before I'm like, all right, I'm bored of it. But something that I want to also point out is it's very important to not like super over dedicate your life playing these gacha games or these
Mhm.
mobile games. The thing is a lot of times people feel like they're forced to only play that game and then they forget the other games exist. The reason why I don't get super drained playing Legends or Dokkan 3, 6 years later is because it's not the only game that I play. And that's literally how I start my video tomorrow. I'm like, I've been wanting to make this rant video for the last 3 weeks, but guess what? I've been playing Fighters. Fighters just dropped Gogeta. He's hella fun to play. You know what I don't have issues with over there? Everything that Legends has. Like every time you play a game where there's something in it that you don't like, just for the love of God, take your phone, put it down, go play
Yeah.
something else. And I'm not saying quit the game. I'm not telling you to fuck off. I'm literally just saying take a break. There's more to life than popping bubbles with Dokkan or playing Fruit Ninja and Legends. Put that down. Go play something else. The second you come back to these games later when they have newer updates, you're going to enjoy it so much more. I guarantee it. And that's a problem. A lot of times people take these games so much too hard that that's all they play. And to be fair, sometimes people might only have those games. You might not have the access to consoles or other games. Maybe you only just have a phone, and that's why you only play those games, which is why you might get way more passionate than others, way more angry when it comes down to like the state of these games. I get that, but at the same time, you still gotta know when to take a break, because otherwise, you'll just end up being way too bitter when you play the games.